I'm going to show you 5 ways that experts use this block right here to become better builders. Things that you probably don't do. Hey everyone, Flappy here, and I want to pose a quick question to you. What makes someone an expert builder? Can anyone become an expert builder? Are the people you see online who have these amazing builds actually that much better than you? Take a look at this build. When you look at this house, you think, hey, it's not bad. Probably someone who's just starting out who built it. That's not an expert builder. But what if we add a gradient to the walls? Add some dimension to the roof? Add a chimney maybe? We'll add a path, clean up the landscaping, add some color to make things pop, add some scenery in the background. Well now, this same build from the quote-unquote beginner looks a lot more professional, doesn't it? My point being this: only difference between a bad builder and a great one is the amount of time that they're willing to put into the details. Don't sell yourself short. If you feel like you aren't a natural at building, then try to put more effort into the details, and one day your friends will ask you how you became so creative. You can go to any YouTube tutorial to tell you the different ways to become a better builder, and maybe you do become a great builder. But how do you become an expert? Well, if you ask me, then I say it's all about scale and detail. This is a beautiful house and it's decently detailed, but if I copied this build a couple times, rotated some of them, cleared out the hills, and with a snap of a finger he could go from this to okay, maybe I don't know how to snap my fingers very well. Do I really have to look up a YouTube video just to learn how to go? Voila, I have a village template that I am ready to work on that looks much better than before. And all I did was copy and paste the same build. If I had more time, I would spend days filling in the areas with towers, and fountains, airplanes, and all of that. But that's not the point of this video. The point is that the most important thing to get better at as a builder is time management. You need to find ways to do things faster so that you have more time to be creative. If I manually built those houses 10 times, it would take me days, but I did it in minutes. How did I do it? Well, I used this block right here. This is called a structure block, and it is a builder's dream. Once you get good at using this thing, you can save yourself hundreds of hours. I'm not gonna make you guys wait till the end of the video to find out what the 5 ways you can use a structure block are. So, boom. Those are the 6 topics we're going to cover today. If you want to stay, I'm going to be going over how to copy anything you want and move it somewhere else. This includes entities if you want. We will go over how to rotate a build, erase or clear an area, create a time lapse with no mods, and finally, how to move any build from world to world. Cool? Let's do this. Actually, I lied. Before we start, I just want to say that I started a Discord server for my community, and I know we're a small group now. Everyone is welcome to come and make friends and just hang out if you want to. I'll put the link in the description of the video. Alright, let's go over the basics of the structure block and how to get it. The block essentially acts like a storage block to save an area that you want. There's an x-axis, a y-axis, and a z-axis. They are color-coded so that you see the outline of what you're trying to save when you leave the block. One big limitation on the x and y axes is that it can only go up to 64 blocks in each direction. So if you have a build that's bigger than that, then you'll have to set up multiple of these structure blocks, but that's pretty easy too. Once you have the build that you want comfortably in the preview right here, then all you have to do is save it under a name and you'll be ready to copy it, rotate it, erase it, do whatever you want with it. I got a bit ahead of myself here. To get the structure block, all you have to do is go into your chat and type in /give space @s space structure block, and you should see it in your inventory. Next, we're gonna learn how to copy the build in the same world. All you're gonna do is find the location you want to copy the build and place down a structure block. It doesn't have to be the same one. Change the mode from save to load and type in the name of the build that you had before. Exit out to see if the border is where you want it to be, and then go back into your block. Play around with the offsets if you need to, but those will be covered a little bit more in the section of the video dealing with erasing builds. For our example, I used the dragon build and called it dragon. So I'm gonna just type in dragon here. Once it's to your liking, just click load, and there you go. You got yourself a copy of your build. Speaking of dragons, I have a bonus tip for you. I'll make sure to tell the editor to make a cool explosion with big letters saying bonus tip and spins and highlights for you guys. Maybe we can have a guy jumping out of a helicopter. When he lands, the ground explodes saying bonus tip. get a really deep voice, and yeah, we could do something like that. Anyways, this is the bonus tip. Yeah. This one's for real life. Let's say you know someone who thinks they're clever, right? Let's call this person Craig. Craig thinks he's the funniest person in the world. Craig thinks no one will ever talk back to him because he's louder than they are. You go up to Craig, in a group setting of course, and ask him a simple question. Do you like the band Imagine Dragons? Be as innocent as possible. Wait patiently as Craig responds, and the second they say anything, you yell with everything you got. Well, Craig, imagine dragging these nuts on your chin. Craig is now your son, and you are his father. His friends will stifle his voice with laughter, and he will never recover again. Game point, Craig. You establish yourself as a legend with just a single joke. Be careful with this power. If you believe you have a better D's nuts or yo mama joke for the rest of us, please share it in the comments. Be as wild as you want to be. Rotating your build. If you place down a build in a new location and find that you would rather have it facing a different way, all you have to do is go into the structure block, scroll down to this bar right here, and slide it to the direction you want it to face. These bars represent the rotation, so 90 degrees, 180 degrees, and 270 degrees. Now just click load, and look at that. Seconds is all it took. Erasing a build or clearing an area to start building on. At least this is the way that I do it. I grab a structure block, put the area that I want to erase in my borders, then I use the offset buttons to move the boundary box up to where there are no blocks. Add a number like this to the offset, and if you look in the preview box, there should be nothing in it. And now you basically have an eraser. Change the mode back to load, type in the name if it's not already there, then change the offset back to 0. Click load, and the structure block will replace the old area with the new area. Now that's a smooth surface, smoother than my brain. So smooth that the thoughts fall right off. Oh look, a squirrel. Obviously, if you had the replay mod, you can create time lapses while building, but I primarily play on Bedrock Edition, so that's not really an option. If you want to create a time lapse, do the same steps as the copy section of this video, but instead of loading it, scroll down to the bottom and change the animation type to block by block. Then set the time in the box here. It's in seconds, so if you want a 30-second time lapse, just type in 30. Then unclick the outline and click load. Wow, so pretty. I wonder what it's gonna be. Alright, I'm sure you're tired of hearing my voice at this point, but the last thing I want to show you is how to move a build to another world. Yes, it's possible and it's super easy. Go into your structure block and type in your build name and click export. This will take you to a file location on your computer. Save it somewhere easy to find and make your way over to the other world. Once you get there, give yourself a command block. Remember, it's /give space @s space structure _ block. Find the spot you want to place it down, and this time we're gonna click import. Find the file you saved it under and click import now. That's it. Without being creative at all, we gave ourselves the opportunity to save hours and leave the remnants of time we have to explore our creative sides and become expert builders. You should